am a screw in the system. I am this screw in the system. I am an important screw in the system. I am. Moin moin, dear people, old, new, my friends, the friends of my friends, my relatives, and anyone in the world who found this channel and who thought that the content and the topics I'm talking about might be interesting for them. My name is Anna of Northern Germany, a survivor, a fighter, a writer, and in today's video I suggest you watching me making a progress in the editing of my novel. And this editing that I'm currently doing is not something that is necessary. I just felt like I must do something because I didn't feel confident enough to send my previous version to someone who would read and say their opinion about my novel. But it's probably my imposter syndrome. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But yeah, briefly, if you don't know me, I am Anna. I live in Northern Germany, but originally from Russia. And on this channel, I talk about the things that fascinate me, writing, mental health awareness, books, all this together, and sometimes a bit of politics. I tried to make this vlog-ish video shorter. I'm trying, I'm learning. I'm not a short content person, although short content is also interesting because we live in the society where the short content is, of course, reigns. I'm not sure if I'm happy about that or not. It's just, it is what it is. So yeah, hopefully enjoy this video, and in the end I will make a conclusion about how much progress I made. So can I show you something? Look at this. It's so cute. It's so cute. I feel like it's such a cute baby pumpkin, and I feel so proud of this pumpkin because it's so cute and so nice. And I feel so proud as if I grew it myself. But no, I bought it in Lidl. But just look at it. Look at it. It's almost the season of the witch. Hard to believe. I have a choice to baptize my new table for writing, the table in the living room, but at the same time it's the 9th of September, I think, and from what I understand, the weather outside, writing weather, is not going to stay for long, I believe. Don't know, I didn't check the weather prediction, but I think there is a nice shade outside, so I will prepare myself a snack. And I bought oranges because they don't cost like crazy, because previously they cost over €3 and I thought no. But now maybe it's the season. I have no idea when the season is, so I will make this one. And also I bought blueberries because I am now trying to do something with my polycystic ovary syndrome. You can also watch a video about that because I don't feel super well, and also I am being like tested, or my endocrinologist did one experiment and I think it's not doing great, so I'm going back to my endocrinologist. But meanwhile I'm trying to fix my ovaries, or help my ovaries with eating, and apparently every fruit I like, it contains too much sugar, and for my ovaries it's not good. But I will still eat my favorite fruit. But I bought a bit of blueberries, they're expensive like fuck, and I have oranges, but I'll still take a piece of cake because, come on. Eventually, I turned out to be right, and it was the last warm day. I don't know if summer is still going to return, but basically the day after it already rained, and now it feels like fall, and fall descended the city. And I'm not living in the city, I'm living in a very small town. And I like changing places where I write, but I have troubles with writing at the table, and with writing outside you can see the problem that it's sunny and it's a bit unstable. Once there is a shade, and then in a second it works in a magical way. Well, probably for me it's in a magical way because I'm very bad at physics, and that's why I don't know how the sun moves and how the shade appears and then disappears and then appears again. So it was very, very beautiful outside, but I had to baptize the table. And this is what I call to baptize the table for writing. That means that I'm making the first mug of tea to accompany my writing journey, and this is afrikanische Rooibos. Working on the novel on this stage is not super creative, but it's still creative because I am trying to change, to find some synonyms for use the most typical words. And yeah, it's fun, but it also needs a lot of brain activity, a lot of mental work. And I also spent quite some time staring into the void. Hey, Kader. I'm already in my pajamas, and in the evenings I'm trying to read at least for an hour, sometimes longer if I'm really engaged into the book. But what I'm currently reading is Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell, and this is a book for very smart people, I think. And my first encounter with Cloud Atlas was when I was a foreign languages department student, maybe the third year, maybe the second year, no, maybe actually the second year, yeah, not the third year. And we had a professor, and she had a master's student, and they had good relationships. And that master's student, she was very smart. She was this kind of a person who is made for doing all the stuff like master's, PhD. And personally, I fled from the university as soon as I finished my bachelor's, and I don't envy people who are in this system like right now, because being the university or at school in Russia right now, it's crazy. It's crazy because of propaganda and stuff. But yeah, she wrote those papers, so those scientific papers for based on teaching, like teaching materials, and she made materials based on Cloud Atlas. And my thesis was actually about teaching economic literacy in English. Fun fact about me. And exactly at that point I realized that, wow, this is something that is probably very complicated. I'm not sure I'm intelligent enough to comprehend that. But I think some months ago, my friend and I, we watched the movie, and it was okay. It was sad, but it was okay. And then I visited Hungary, and my friend, and this is her favorite book, or one of her favorites, and she gave it to me and she said, yeah, do you want to read it? And I decided that I will try. And it's not exactly the book that, you know, when you think about it all day long and you think, oh yes, in the evening I'm going to read it. When you read, when you're absorbed by the text, it's fine, it's kind of okay, but I'm not looking forward to continue, to be honest. Although I cannot say that it's not bad, it's just, you know, very, very heavy. But I think it's important to read a bit. It's good for writing, to just exercise your brain on other texts, and also it's much better than the phone and scrolling, and I'm addicted to my phone, especially when I'm anxious. Right now I feel anxiety, so I better read instead. My life is a joke, and if you hear a strange noise, it's not a dog being tortured. It's my neighbor's dog, a silly creature, is howling every time when a fire brigade is darting by, because I live close to a fire brigade, and also it's the central street and it's always going by. Whatever. I already went to my doctor, and I was planning to go to my doctor on the next week, but my appointment was cancelled, so I urgently had to get a prescription for my antidepressants, because otherwise I would run out of pills. And I got my prescription and all the appointments, and I need to take this blood thing. Electrocardiogram, is it called like this in English? Whatever. And the blood test, because if I take antidepressants, I also have to do that once a year. And then I went to the pharmacy to get my antidepressants, and also I asked for ibuprofen, because I sometimes suffer from headaches. And the pharmacist was very professional, I guess, and she said, do you take ibuprofen and antidepressants, and does your doctor know that? The problem is that my friends are doctors, and I kind of have one official doctor, but 3 altogether unofficial doctors. And I thought, which doctor you mean exactly? But I guess no, none of them said anything, and I was given paracetamol. It's incredible, you know. Who needs to live till 90 years old anyway, with all my pills? Because also I take, and I don't feel too bad, but at the same time, because I'm taking my hormones for PCOS, some of my hormones are like too high, which might cause depression, and so I have to take those. But I also have sometimes headaches from my hormones. Also, if I want, I don't have to take my hormones, because my condition is not that serious, and it's not deadly, it's not fatal, it's just an inconvenience, and I have to choose if I should do that or shouldn't, or should I just bleed all the time because it's very pleasant. And I will just be writing till 13:30 maybe, and then I'm going to Hamburg, and I'm going to treat myself to a book and to another thing, and then I'm going to my writing group, and no comments. As I had predicted, despite the fact that now I have 2 tables, inside and outside, I still prefer writing on the couch. I know how unhealthy it is, I know how bad it is for my back, but it seems like I cannot do anything with the fact that I simply enjoy writing on this couch. And also, talking about this couch, it's a very funny thing. It belongs to the flat, and you cannot imagine how much it is hated among my friends, because takes too much space, and it's obviously too big for my small flat. But I think I like it, and I'm not going to get rid of it, at least yet. On the way to Hamburg, I didn't film anything because now, since the train line is not functioning, the way to Hamburg turned into an ordeal, and I also didn't film in the shops because I simply forgot. But then I came to my writing group, to my Shut Up and Write, which I dearly, dearly love, and which my friend found for me. And the only thing now, I'll have to complain a bit, and I'm sorry for that, because I feel a bit disturbed by the fact that we reserve the room, and usually people don't bother with the reservation. And in the central library, we have to tolerate people who we have to share our room that we had booked with the people, and this is the silent room, and people just talk through the whole time of the meeting, and we consider it the safe space. And the central library, why are you doing this to us? The reason why I got soaked wasn't because I'm a dummy, well, because of that too, but I needed to go to buy firelighter or matches to Aldi because I realized that I had no fire in the house, and I bought the firelighter, and this is when it started to pour. And I also bought the oils. They were quite cheap, and I bought very basic oils like bamboo or eucalyptus or something like this, and this one is mandel wood or something like this. But the most happy I was about the books I finally bought. Frankenstein. It was very, very, very affordable. I also bought this book, and I bought it very randomly to read more modern literature. It's Thursday today, 9:25, and I hate myself sometimes, more often than I should probably. And today I go to work, and I begin like very chill. First I begin like with a mini job, then I will take more hopefully, and I just need to show up there in the afternoon, and I need to be there by 1. The dog. But I was rolling in my bed, turning round and round and round, thinking about how I'm going to organize that, because I wanted to get up, do yoga and have breakfast and clean around a bit, and also write. And it's very easy to organize, but I couldn't sleep well, and I really strongly dislike this peculiarity of mine. I guess it's rooted in anxiety, but before I start something serious, I cannot sleep. And I know the job, I know the place, I can organize that very easily. But okay, I think I'll have 1.5 hours of writing, then I'll go to work, and in the afternoon maybe I will still write before I have a call with my friend, or I don't know. It depends on how tired I'm going to be. I know the way. But on the way back, do I have an excuse why I still don't have a rain jacket? Yes, I actually do have an excuse. I thought I ordered the rain jacket and it will arrive soon, but apparently it's arriving like all the way from China. And I also feel sorry that I exploited the Chinese children. And anyway, the rain jacket is still not here. But I still love rain. That was very romantic to walk through the rain. It's not warm anymore, unfortunately. And here's the last writing session of this video. I felt very satisfied, and I don't know about you, but I can do many things. I can go to work or film videos or short videos, but my day feels complete only if I wrote. It's also not exactly healthy, but yeah, I also try not to restrict myself, not give myself tasks like I have to finish the book in one day, because I sometimes have very, very unhealthy ambitions because I tend to overwork, and I'm a hardworking person, but unhealthily hardworking person. And I'm glad that my mental health allows me now to try this challenge to write every 3 minutes of my life, because I couldn't have imagined myself like somewhat 1.5 years doing this, like writing before work and after work, because I just needed to have some time staring at the ceiling and doing nothing. But for now, the mission is to keep myself writing, but in a healthy way. Okay, so talking about the progress, if you are curious how much progress I made, I have edited at least 7-ish chapters, like 6.5 maybe, or 7. And I have 9 chapters left, roughly, plus epilogue. And I think it's a good result. If I continue in the same way the next week, I think I might finish editing very soon, like let's say in 2 weeks. But also, I don't know, because I am likely to start working. I don't know yet. I hope I'll start working after the next week-ish. It's all a bit vague yet, so I cannot say for sure. But I think I can still spend the next week editing my novel intensively, but also I have a tour to doctors on the next week to fix what was broken from my previous doctor's visits. And I think I'm satisfied. It was a bit hard for me to do only writing all day long, but I think it's something I can get used to. And usually what I noticed, after 6 in the evening, my brain is not super fresh already, and it often happened that the edits I did after 6, I was unsatisfied with them, and the next day I had to return to them. I was a bit unsatisfied with the fact that I didn't start writing early enough. I'm not talking about 5, 6 in the morning, but I could have started at 9 at least, but no, life happens. I have to do some chores, or I have to organize stuff, or I have to go do shopping, etc., etc. So it's not too dramatic, but maybe on the next week I will try to shift my hours, like for a bit of earlier hours, and we'll see how it is going to turn out. Yeah, and I hope I inspired you to make progress in whatever you are writing. You are not alone in this, and don't be afraid of the white sheet, because the white sheet is not scary. It's just a new beginning, and you can always restart. You can always delete everything, or not to delete, you can edit everything eternally. Or if there are no words for your writing project today, they will be tomorrow or after tomorrow or the next month. I'm sure about that. You are just not in the best place right now. Yeah, and I will be saying thank you for watching. If you want to engage with this video, I will be very, very happy, because YouTube loves that. You give me a thumbs up, write a comment if you feel like it, and I will also be sending you the rays of positivity, or rains of positivity if you prefer that. I personally prefer rains of positivity. And love and peace from Anna of Northern Germany. Tschüss.